Hello, Athens. I'm your city manager, Seth Sumner, with the daily COVID-19 update. I have two special guests today that I'll get to in a minute, but one of the big reasons I know that you're watching us, and shout out to Nancy, has been anxious to see us today. I appreciate everyone tuning in and watching, and I know Skip is tuning in right now too, and thank you very much for the shout outs. But I did want to share the very serious reason that we're here is the COVID-19 response and what it's doing to our state and to our local community. The Tennessee Department of Health numbers today are showing that 34,611 tests have been conducted across Tennessee, and that's in public and private healthcare facilities. Of those, 2,845 Tennesseans have tested positive through 3 p.m. today. There are now 263 hospitalizations in Tennessee, and our fatalities have unfortunately risen again to 32. These numbers will continue to increase in the days ahead. We still have a lot of tests out there. It's typically taking 4 or 5 days to get test results back right now, but there are some new options that are being tested in Tennessee right now for much quicker responses, and I'll try to mention that a little bit later or follow up with that tomorrow. We're very pleased to announce that of those positive tests in Tennessee, more than 220 people have successfully recovered from COVID-19 during this time. McMinn County now has 151 negative test results, and I think some prayers are being answered as we have now for several days in a row held steady with only 3 positive COVID-19 test results here in McMinn. So thank you for keeping us and keeping those people lifted up. Those folks, as I've been informed, are recovering well, and so we want to add them soon to those 220 recovered Tennesseans. So I'm very thankful for that. Something else as city manager that I'm very thankful for is the support that our city council has provided to allow me and my staff to respond very quickly during this time to this unprecedented issue that we're all facing. None of us have faced anything like this ever before. There's nothing to compare it to. The information, our tactics are changing literally by the minute, as the mayor was witness to just a few minutes ago. We had hoped to be live with you almost an hour ago, but got notification that our governor was going live with an announcement of a new executive order, and I will talk about that. Very thankful for the support that our city council has been providing for the city staff. And I know Mayor Chuck Burris is sitting here with me, and he has a statement that he wants to make to our citizens. But I felt that I need to especially share how we're hearing. I know that you and all the other city council members are hearing from the citizens of their needs and their concerns, and then relaying those to me so that my staff, when appropriate, that we can handle those concerns, and maybe we can change the way that we're conducting things just to be as responsive as possible to our citizens. So thank you, City Council, and thank you, Mayor Burris, for that, and for your leadership during this unprecedented time.
Thank you.
I know you have some important words that you want to share with our citizens, and we're happy to have this available for you to do that today.
Thank you, sir. Hello, citizens of Athens and residents of McMinn County. Like Manager Sumner said, this is uncharted waters. We've never been here before. But one thing for sure, the city here, the staff, under the direction of Manager Sumner, they have not left. I know if you come by, it looks like that City Hall is locked down. It is. But all services are here: fire, police, everybody's here, and I just want to tell you, Manager Sumner, we've spent a lot of days here lately, and I appreciate what you've done. Appreciate what all the staff here at the City Hall has done. As the manager mentioned earlier, we've on a daily basis, if not every other day, maybe twice a day, have been in contact with the governor's office, with CDC, with the health department. We're on top of it. Manager Sumner and the city staff is on top of this. But I want to say just for a moment a big thank you. Thank you to our nurses, our doctors, our healthcare providers, our law enforcement, first responders, all the way from dispatchers to ambulance service, for what you've done during this time, not just here in Athens, Tennessee, but around the country. It's an unprecedented time. We've never seen anything like this. But Athenians were strong. McMinn were strong. We've been through things in the past that were hard, troubled times, but we've always come out of that. We'll come out of this. But I want to say this, please, if you can, and I think that's why you see such a low number in McMinn County and in Athens, is because you have done what has been asked of you to do. And we know, because even though we're officials, we have to do the same thing. And a lot of times what we have to do is we have to maybe go out a little bit further than other people. But you're doing what you've been told to do. Stay home if you can. If you have to go out and get essential needs, if you can send the least amount of people to do that, better off. Where that way we don't have a lot of people congregating in one area. Check on your neighbors. Manager Sumner has stressed this previously. It's a bad time, but it can also be a silver lining in the cloud to find out who your neighbors are. Call, check on them. Call the elderly, check on them. Make sure they have what they need. I want to commend the council members. I know for a fact that there's some council members that's went above and beyond their elective duty here at the City Hall to help people in need, and I personally, as a mayor, want to thank you for that. But check on everybody. Check, be vigilant. Watch people's houses. If there's a car or somebody around that doesn't look like they need to be there, call the city. We will be there. Call the county. They will be there. Take care of one another. We have to do that. And above all, pray. Because we're going to get through this. We're going to get through this. We pray for guidance here at City Hall. Manager Sumner does. We've been on our knees a lot, I promise you. And we ask for you to help support us. If there's any questions you have, you can call City Hall. The manager will give you the number here shortly that you can call and ask. But let's keep everybody out there on the front line in our prayers. Out in the county, we've got 11 fire districts. That's volunteer. They don't have to be there, but they are. They're staffed for anything that the city needs, anything that the county needs, they will be there. And my hat's off to every one of them. Doctors, nurses, like I said, all first responders. God bless y'all. Keep us safe. Keep Manager Sumner safe. Keep all the city staff here safe and all of our citizens. And I promise you, we're going to make it through it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. That number here at City Hall is 423-744-2700. That's 744-2700. And that'll get you to whatever department you need to reach. directly by one more press of a key, and that'll get you there. Mayor, I really appreciate your inspiring and uplifting words today, and for you to be available to come in on and share that wonderful message with our citizens.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we'll switch out chairs to keep clean and make sure that we are properly socially distancing here at City Hall while we introduce our next guest. I have with me today Senior Master Moises Contreras, who is a local business owner and a martial arts expert who has been in our community for over 20 years now, and has been an inspiring leader, has been deeply involved and engaged with all facets of the city of Athens. And we always love to see that level of commitment to our fellow Athenians. And so I thought it would be a good time to have Moises with us today to just share about what he's seeing in the community. So thank you for being with us.
Thank you very much for the invitation, Seth. And hello, friendly city. Good to be here today.
Yes. So Moises, your business requires a lot of personal touches. This is martial arts, so it requires contact. That's something that we can't really do right now in order to help prevent this coronavirus from spreading and from harming our vulnerable and elderly and our newborns. So to keep from that contact. So can you tell us a little bit about how that's affected your business?
Of course. In the personal note, I just got diagnosed not too long ago with autoimmune disease. So I have to be especially careful with the coronavirus and with every virus in particular. So ever since we started our program here in Athens, we have been very diligent on the cleanliness of our facility. We have gone far and above and beyond how to clean our facility, and that's just because of business and because our personal health. We need to be very, very, very careful with that. After all these develop, we have to go and close the school. So now we're doing things like what we're doing right now, online classes. And we have been very fortunate that our students have been following us very close, and they have followed all the guidance that we have on our program. So we have had to, and I think in the future we're gonna have to reinvent a little bit what we do. So because just yesterday I was teaching a Facebook class and online class, and I catch myself doing what I always do, switching one pad with another kid back and forth, and I caught that right away. And I was like, let's don't do that anymore. Everybody have theirs, and every time that we use it, let's clean it. So we're gonna have to relearn all kinds of the new guidelines for our training and for the way that we're doing things.
Yes, wonderful. So you mentioned online, and I know many of our local businesses like you have had to change their delivery models. How important is it for our citizens to support our local businesses that are the ones that are still able to offer their services, and even if it's in a different delivery model than we're accustomed to?
That is a great question, and nowadays it is super simple. Just share whatever is out there. Like, for example, the information that we have from you. I have to learn. I have to ask my daughter how to share things, so I can communicate with people and I can tell them, hey, this is the right source. Mm-hmm. You need to listen to this because this is important. These are real news. This is a reliable source. So I had to learn to do that. Since I learned that, you know, I think that is the simplest things to do. That would be a great way for everybody here in our community to help a small business like ours. Just a simple click of the button. You know, if you like what you do, if you like what we do, and you like what somebody else is doing, just share it. Just share it. And I think that would be a tremendous help whenever all these go back to whatever normal is going to be. So I think that would be a great help.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for that. What message would you like to share with our citizens today?
You know, one of the biggest things about being a martial artist and about being active is exercise. You know, continue to exercise, continue to try to do your activities that you used to do. I know it's a little bit different, but you can still go out there and walk on your own, run, use your bicycle, practice in the yard. As a matter of fact, I went to take some supplies to my daughter that lives really close by, and I catch a couple of my students practicing their taekwondo forms on the yard, and I took a video and I posted it on Facebook, and you know, next thing you know, everybody is doing the same. So, and again, you know, with a click of the button right now, that's how, you know, I think you can help everybody. And but stay healthy, stay active, exercise, do the little things. You know, try to stay in a routine. I think that's one of the important things right now. You know, try to stay in a routine. I'm trying to stay in the routine as much as I can to not get in a funk because I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Going out there and promote my business, teaching class every day and things of that nature. But I try to stay in a routine, especially in my house. And if you come and visit me, my house is spotless though, so I'm driving my wife crazy. So
I'm sure she appreciates that.
Oh, she does though. But yeah, it's like, all right, this is what else can I lift so I can clean it? So it's kind of funny though. But yeah, stay in the routine, stay active, stay moving, learn something new. And what wonderful opportunity to click my Facebook page and, you know, start to learn some taekwondo. You know, learn something new. That is, I think I think the great minds of the world have developed new inventions when they have nothing to do. So, and this is a great opportunity to, you know, to learn something new. I have learned all kinds of stuff about gardening with my wife this past couple of weekends. I know how to dig a good hole now and how big it needs to be there. So, so it's been great. Absolutely, yes, sir.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Moses. Is there anything else that you would like to talk on?
You know, just thank you very much for all you're doing right now to communicate facts to our community. And I have seen in the past couple hours that I've been in here how hard you've been working and how accurate you try to get everything done, and I appreciate that tremendously.
Thank you.
And also I want to give a shout out to all the medical doctors, all the nurses, all the hospital workers, all the people that's working right now and trying to keep our economy going. I cannot thank you enough, and trust me when I tell you this, when it's time for me to go back to work, I'm gonna go and hit it hard again, because that's what we need to do. We need to prepare, enjoy this time off with our families, try to learn something new, try to stay active, try to stay positive, and when it's our time, try to hit it again and do the best we can for this for our friendly city.
Thank you so much.
It is my pleasure.
Wonderful words.
Thank you.
Thank you. With that, I do want to add a few other notes that I had alluded to in my opening today. The ambassador group that I let you know over the last couple of days that I've assembled here in the Friendly City to make good touches with our businesses that are still open and make sure they're informed about the latest information coming from the governor's office and his executive orders. We have been out sharing good resources to help our businesses during this time and in the days ahead, and making sure that we're being as accurate as possible with following the governor's orders. There are no local orders. It's not the city of Athens saying anything to our local businesses, but just trying to be a help and making sure that everyone's doing the best that they can to protect our public health right now, because that is mission number one today. April, as many of you may already be aware, is National Child Abuse Prevention Month. And we have several local resources, namely CASA, court advocates that help intervene with those types of cases in our court system. Right now, obviously, our court system is closed for the most part. Now, they are handling emergency cases, and certainly in dire situations, especially dealing with children, they are active and responding to those very quickly. And so I do want to elevate that on the thoughts of everyone's minds. While we are at home, that is still a real danger in children's lives right now, is the abuse of an adult in their life. And so we certainly want to lift those folks that may be affected by that up in our prayers. But I also want to share with the hotline, as you may encounter this, as we may be home, we may be seeing or hearing something that may be abusive behavior, that it's important that we're still communicating and notifying officials where this may be happening. So I do want to share right now that child abuse hotline for here in the state of Tennessee, and that is 877-237-0004. 877-237-0004. Please call that if you do notice or know of any child abuse that's occurring today. Now, while we are a little bit later coming on today, we paused and paid attention as our governor, Bill Lee, went live with a press conference discussing Executive Order 23, which has not been published as of the start of us airing. It is an order that he has prepared and he will be signing and putting into effect. What we do know about that order is from directly the governor himself. While we don't know the exact language of it, we're all waiting for that. We do realize that it is a requirement for citizens to stay at home. The governor talked about surge planning in this conference that he just gave, and that is signifying that while there are maybe, it looks like today, a smaller increase than we've seen in the last few days, what you have to keep in mind, those positive cases, those are tests that were conducted likely over the weekend, 4 or 5 days ago. So that means that there are fewer tests on the weekend, fewer places open, and so that may be a lull. Tomorrow we are likely to see a greater increase, and I think that's what the governor is telling us to expect. And so while we know that is likely to come, the governor is taking extra precautions, utilizing the authority of the Unified Command to further protect public health and all Tennesseans. And so we will be reading that executive order as soon as it's published. We'll be studying it and making sure that we understand what it says, and then likely bring that information back to you on the show tomorrow so that you can have that as soon as possible. But we do realize that Executive Order 23 is going to be requiring stay at home for Tennesseans. I know you're going to have questions about that, and again, that's not our document. We're going to read and interpret as best we can and deliver that information to you, and I would encourage you to go get that information on your own. You can go to tn.gov and look under the governor's page and find his executive orders and look for Executive Order 23, and you'll be able to read it likely as soon as I do, and so you can read that for yourself as well. But that being said, with questions, we're here to serve you. We're here to be helpful. Your friendly city is hard at work today and will be again tomorrow to make sure that you're safe, that you're healthy, that you're protected, and that you're able to do your best to operate in these conditions. So please call us here at City Hall as we may be of service to you. And this is new, as we've all identified. It's nothing we've ever experienced before. So we're all going through this together. There is no authority on this who has all the answers, who's done it before. So your patience and your kindness and your helpfulness is gratefully appreciated as we all figure this out together. I do want to leave you today with the governor's campaign that we mentioned a few days ago. Do your part, stay apart. With that, I pray that God blesses you and God blesses Athens.